So now you get to hear the rest of the story.
So I knew she was following me. That's why I disappeared. Even in that distraught emotional state that I was in, I saw the car come down the street, and I thought, I'm on foot, lady. I can cross through people's backyards and over the canal, whatever I need to. You're not going to find me. We are not having that conversation. I think that's where I was at all costs. We are not going to have that conversation. My marriage was over because I had just let it out. If we have that conversation, the next thing will be signing the papers, meeting with the lawyer. I got 2 houses down and realized my parents got divorced. I know what it did to me and my brothers and sisters. We ran a business together for 21 years, childcare out of our home. We used her degree because I never got my plant degree. Professional childcare, and so we had a great time most of the time, nurturing and growing children besides our own, and that was a great experience. Don't know why I just threw that in there. Because we worked with a lot of families, single mothers, single fathers with their children. And so we were very aware of the struggles that a divorce is going to create in the lives of children. And I got 2 houses down and realized what I had just done to my kids. So I ran back in the house just long enough to apologize. I am sorry. I know this is going to be hard. I've probably ruined your lives. I'm sorry. And then I was gone again. And I walked for hours. We live right about the center of Logan, and I went all the way to the north end, turned around and went all the way to the south end. I was not going to have that conversation. I was kind of keeping my eye out. We'd had some snow, but not a lot. I was hoping to find like a big bank of snow that I would just fall face first into it and not move. And hopefully by morning, end of troubles. I have a pretty high pain tolerance usually, except for when it comes to cold. I just don't, I can't do cold. We have a canal that runs behind our house, and it's not like icy water, but if I put my feet in that, immediately brain freeze. That probably tells you there's something wrong with my anatomy, but cold doesn't work for me. And so I knew that if I tried to just let life be done by falling into a snowbank, that I would not be able to suffer through that, and I would just wimp out anyway. And so finally, I don't know, it was 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, I finally just like, I don't know, I guess I go home. Hopefully she's asleep by then. And at that point I gave up. It's like, okay, there's no way around it. The conversation is going to happen. And so I went home. And it didn't happen right away. She was sort of in and out of sleep, and for the next few hours I was sort of in and out of sleep. But the next morning the conversation did happen. Funny thing is, that divorce word never was part of any of our conversation. So that got my brain going. It's like, well, gee, that wasn't true. What else has been going through my head for the last 5 or 6 years also was not true. It made me start to question my life, our marriage for that time. We started working things out, discovering some things, talking, trying to pinpoint where did this all come from. I remember way back in the beginning, here's a discovery that we made. We were outside in our backyard, just kind of enjoying the sun going down, and I just stood there looking at our house, and this idea popped into my head. I thought, that is the coolest thing. And I just shared it with Jennifer. I said, you know what would be so cool is if I built a greenhouse as a second story on our house. How cool is that? Because heat rises, right? I wouldn't have to heat it. We just have this all glass on the top of our house, and there's my greenhouse environment. I can grow anything I want up there all year round. It's going to be heated from the sun coming in, and the inefficient insulation or whatever from the home is going to go up, and that'd be awesome. And she just went, well, that'll never happen. And right there in that moment, a seed got planted. Like, she didn't even want to let me talk about it. And so that's where that little message snuck in. She doesn't even care about you. Did you hear that? I was not conscious of that at the time. At the time, it's like, oh, well, yeah, I wasn't really thinking serious. I just thought that would be cool. I don't think I'd ever, I'm not a debt person, and so I wasn't really, it was just spur of the moment idea. So at that moment, a seed was planted, and that's where my mind took hold of that. And then from there, the more I believed it, the more evidence that I found, the stronger I believed it, and it just turned into that vicious cycle. So we use our story to teach you some things. And over the next couple of days, we may refer back to remember this about what happened to us as we teach some principles and some of the training we'll share with you that we've had that will make some connections about how this happens. But we want you to understand that there is some dark energy around us. The difference between you and the astronomer scientists of our day, they don't have what it takes to detect some of that dark energy up there. But you do. And part of what we do is help you develop that ability to discern and detect all that junk that's out there that is having an influence on how you think and how you feel. So one thing I just want to point out is that there seems to be a lot of evidence that the pain in your relationship is caused by things that you know that are true. Just know this. If you are experiencing any kind of negative feelings, painful emotions of any kind, it is a lie. There is a lie, there's deception, there's deceit, something somewhere. Pain equals lies and deception. Truth feels good. And I know right on the surface, people could give me example after example of how, well, no, the truth is this. And that's why we're having such a hard time, is because of this real truth situation. The truth is not what causes the pain.